Oh, man, if you could see what I see right now, sitting next to me in studio, straight out of Florida with a family vacation and now savagely tan while we have some snow on the ground, Mr. Brian Johnson of Valley Mortgage. So good morning, Brian. Thanks for showing us up already.
Hey, good morning, Merrick. Thanks for having me.
You call me Merrick?
Merrick.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. It's a great start to the day.
Still on vacation.
Yeah, as you should be. Brian, you got to sneak away to Florida. You were where in Florida?
Clearwater Beach.
Okay, and family trip?
It was a family trip.
With the in-laws?
Nice. It was, yeah.
Okay, and very nice. He's smiling from ear to ear, so he's either a great liar or has a great family, and I appreciate both.
Great family, yes.
Yeah, that a boy. And now you're back, and you're coming back to your new digs. Tell the listening audience what's happened in your world.
Yes, we moved locations. We're now at 3315 45th Street South. So we're right behind Rejuve and Strive Chiropractic, 1 block south of 32nd Avenue. So yeah, we're loving it.
Really easy to find. And your new office, you haven't even had me inside yet, Brian. From the outside, it looks glorious.
Yes, thank you. It's really a unique structure. The architect did a great job with that. So
good. And you actually have some space for lease on the main floor, right? If
we do
want some retail or office space.
We do. The whole main floor is open for lease.
Nice. And so you took the second floor.
We did. We took the upstairs. We've got a nice patio deck area up there, so that's great.
And do you have the corner office with the windows?
I do not, no.
Oh my gosh, who does?
You know, we save those for our conference room for our customers to take a look at. So
I have the corner office.
You do,
that's
yes.
Great. Yeah, we'll play.
It gets a little distracting watching traffic drive by when you're trying to work. Huh?
I totally get it. Brian, we could talk about your office all day and your savage tan all day, but I'd rather talk about, well, maybe we couldn't. That's not, I think we covered
It's a short-lived conversation.
Yes, it is. I'd rather talk about what's happening in the mortgage industry right now. You, of course, represent Valley Mortgage. For those that don't know the difference between a mortgage company and a bank, what would that be?
For us and a bank, a mortgage banker is what we are. We're not a mortgage broker. All we do is home loans only. We do everything in-house. We process, underwrite, do all the closing packages and everything in our office, fund the loan in our office. So we operate much like a bank does, but we have that extra tool that we can use where we can find the best products that fit each customer's needs and then kind of shop around to find out where to put the best mortgage for each customer.
How do you have the availability to shop around? Aren't you regulated on having to work with the funder for you?
We are, but if certain banks have certain restrictions on certain programs, we can go over to a different investor and put them into that program if they fit that, where most of the banks kind of have conservative overlays on different things where we can kind of pick and choose and find where it makes the most sense to put each customer. Everybody's got a unique situation, and so we try to find custom fit each mortgage option for each customer.
What are we seeing in the market right now? Are there more buyers than there were this time last year? Are there less? Is it the same? What are you experiencing on the mortgage side?
I think the first quarter was a little bit slower than what last year, but last couple of years probably, first quarter has been really, really strong.
Right.
I think this is more of a typical year, and I wouldn't say it's been super slow or slow. I think it's more average. Now it's picking up quite a bit now this month.
Right.
So I think we're back into a typical year, typical market for us.
And what price range are you seeing right now for people coming to get mortgages? The average price for homes is about $220,000 in the FM area. Is that about what you're seeing for people coming?
It is. Yep, we see that range. We still see people trying to buy in the $150,000 range too, and there are homes and condos out there for that.
Not a lot.
There's not a lot. Yeah. They go fast. The good ones go really fast. So, and that's when you typically have a lot of multiple offers on good properties there. We're also seeing quite a bit over in the 300 plus market too. So
yeah. So in that 300 plus market, let's talk way over the 300 market. Let's say I want to buy $1 million house. I want to go to the Parade of Homes and I'm going to buy that $1.7 million house. How do you get financing for that? Because aren't there rules and regulations on how big a mortgage can be?
There are some limits on that. There's different guidelines on that. So typically you have to have 20% down if you're doing a loan amount over $1 million. But we do have some options if you're under $1 million where you can put 10% down.
Really? Yep. And then are you just getting a conventional mortgage like any other home buyer would, or do you have to get a little tricky with it?
With those, they are conventional loans. They're not your typical Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac conforming loans.
Okay.
So they do have some more credit stipulations that you have to have a minimum of a 710 credit score.
Okay.
But that's really still pretty good for that type of loan.
And so are those higher interest rates then, or are they still matching what we see with a Fannie or Freddie?
They're close to that. They might be a little bit higher. It depends on your credit score too.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's good options there.
Is that called a jumbo, or is a jumbo a different type of mortgage?
That is a jumbo. Anything over $424,100 is a jumbo.
Why 424,100? That doesn't make much sense.
Well, that's the government, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. They're figuring those off of all the loan data and purchase price data throughout the country.
One of the things that people fear, Brian, is closing costs. How would I best explain and articulate closing costs to our listening audience or to somebody that's buying a house? And how much would it be?
It really depends on your loan amount, because there's a lot of fixed costs that if you're buying a $100,000 home, appraisals are going to be $550 to $650. So if you're buying a $100,000 home versus a $400,000 home, that appraisal cost is about the same.
Okay.
When you get into the jumbo, then sometimes those are a little bit higher. If you're over $1 million, then you typically need 2 appraisals. So it's a wide range, but on average, it's typically 2 to 3% of your purchase price is what closing costs are, and that covers closing costs and prepaid expenses.
Those are your escrows, right?
Your escrows,
your savings account for your insurance and your taxes.
Yep.
Okay.
And your first year homeowner's insurance. You have to pay that up front too.
So a 2 to 3%, if you buy a $500,000 house, you're going to spend $10,000 or $15,000 in closing costs.
They're not going to be that high at that probably.
Okay.
So
maybe under like 300 is 2 to 3%.
Yep.
Okay. When you get above that, it just obviously some of those fixed costs stay fixed. Right.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, Brian, if somebody wants to talk about refinancing, if they want to talk about getting a new mortgage because they're out at the parade of homes looking at homes, who do they talk to and where do they call?
Sure. Give us a call at our office or stop by anytime. 701-461-8450. And we're at 3315 45th Street South in Fargo.
Oh, new office. Another plug. Brian Johnson of Valley Mortgage. Always great to have you in studio. Folks, in the meantime, go to livefargomoorhead.com at the break to take a look at all the homes for sale in Fargo. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.